we're gonna start it with some small introduction. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yeah, cool. So my name's Jayden. I'm in Perth, Western Australia. So for me and my relationship with you is I've been getting my merchandise sourced from you because I make merchandise for electronic music artists.
And how did you get started in your current business or industry? Did you inspire or whatever?
I guess like a lot of me was I originally did a lot of music myself. So it was actually me playing with the idea with my own brand, which I did with another client of yours actually, and it all goes full circle. But Mark was helping me sort of figure out the process behind it, because as an artist, once you realize that it's not about just going online, putting a picture on a t-shirt, adding to cart, there's actually so much more involved. There's design, especially since I'm someone that definitely prioritizes like quality of a product. I could do that. I could just go on a website and get a blank t-shirt and get it for $10, sell it for 20. But I wanted to do something a lot more quality and actually like fashionable. So hence why like we're here now. But a lot of the early days, it was just me and Mark finding different manufacturers and figuring out like what products we liked and what sort of customization we'd have with those products. So, and then like we found some good ones. We had some hits. We didn't have some hits. And that led to me eventually sort of understanding the process well enough that I could take that and offer it to other people as well.
Perfect. And what initially attract you to our services or products? As you said, you have talked to like many manufacturer on Alibaba, or you have saw a lot of other manufacturer. You might have talked to them as well. But I guess one of the reasons why you actually use us is probably a recommendation from a friend. But do you think like in the whole process, like when we are talking about your product and stuff, do you have any other like reason why you finally decided to use us?
Oh, for sure. A lot of this boils down to, well, one, it can be very expensive to shop around with this sort of thing. Oh, there you go. So if you're like, if I wanted to test the waters a bit and try a few people, that's almost like $1,000 worth of samples.
Yes, you have a good.
It can add up so quickly, and like when you realize like how expensive it is to do that, and like that's thousands of dollars that could have gone towards like my first order. So for me, a lot of it was just trying to be a bit more, I guess, like lean with how I was working. But a lot of that decision as well came from the fact that I already had like a lot of exposure to you, and I knew people that were, to your point, like working with you.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as we had those first initial discussions, I knew like you can tell straight away. I think a lot of it boils down to your personality.
Aww.
Your communication skills. Like half the time like we hop on a call, you're just talking to a mate. Like it's cool. And I think that like it, as you know, regardless of what I've just said, is really important. It definitely fosters a lot of trust, but it also means that there's not a lot of miscommunication. There's so many times.
I tried.
Yeah. And like I think to that point as well, and like this goes back to the other point before, but there's so much you need to know when you want to start going from as you climb that quality scale. Like I could just go source like a blank tee down the road for $11, but like if you don't want that and you actually want a good quality product, you have to understand. It's like popping the hood open on the car. Like you have to know what's going on in the engine. So for me, like a lot of the reason I stuck around with you was because as we started to develop that relationship, you were very transparent with like what you needed.
Yes.
I think that's important. That sort of helped us bridge the gap of, you know, what I was giving you was clearly, like, when we started, it was not good.
I know it wasn't, but I was surprised because even the one that you think it wasn't good, I can tell that you try to put like as much information as you can. Like, that was really impressive. At least I thought you were getting it done from somewhere until you tell me that I actually made it. And that makes sense because you actually, well, the marker was there, the size, you know, everything, you know, all the artwork, the size, like the measurement of the artwork was there. And then, you know, there are some missing information. It's not because you don't want to put it on there. It's probably because your lack of knowledge that maybe those kind of information should be on there. But I'm still surprised that the format, how does it come out, was really good. So
thank you. I appreciate that, because I was to your point as well. Like, the whole reason for this is I was so green. I didn't know anything. So for starters, massive imposter syndrome. I was like, dude, should I even be talking to you? Like, am I good enough to? But you made me feel like very comfortable to at least like share my ideas and then like help me get them from that initial stage of like, this is what I'm thinking in here, to an actual sample, and me being able to see. And then once you get to that point, like, the confidence goes right.
Yeah,
you go, oh my gosh, I want to make another one.
What's your favorite, or like leave you a very excited moment when you see it? Like, I know that like the first one was probably very excited, but among all the samples or all the design that we have done, which one was, you know, give you the most excited moment?
Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Where is it?
Aww.
This one here. This is fire.
Oh, the
even like now, looking this. Okay, 2 points. Number one, I've never had a good hoodie in my entire life. I've been okay to just have like the cheapest thing I could find on a sidewalk. Having a good hoodie has been an absolute game changer for me. I wear this thing religiously. And then it's crazy the looks I get when the sun aligns perfectly and all these triangles turn into like rainbows, and people look at me and they're like, what's going on with that dude's hoodie? And they're going like this, and they're like pointing at me. They're like, have you seen that guy's like hoodie? All the triangles are like, because they look grey at some points, but then if you hit them with the right light, they like glow.
Yeah, they're reflective. They're more like a rainbow reflective. A lot of them are like, I think back then we have this selection if we're gonna do like a 3D reflective, which is silver color, or I made another offer. Like, I make another suggestion that we can do this rainbow reflective, which it will like reflect a lot of different colors when you have like flashlights on, and you're like, oh damn, we're gonna do that. I was like, okay. Would you recommend our services to others? Why or why not?
Oh, 100%. If you go to church, I'd go to it, honestly. Like, it's, for me, it's as I said before, there's so many options out there these days that will just waste your time or won't give you the attention you need. Don't want to deal with a startup. And I think for me, the amount of like quality and time and attention to detail that you put into me, despite the fact that I had never placed an order, didn't know what I was talking about, I would vouch for you day after day to everyone I see on the street. Yeah, I'll absolutely be advocating for you and for your services for as long as I'm in this space and people are coming to me looking for someone, which they have. I'll be putting them to you for sure. Like, worthy, if that's like,
totally.
I didn't think they were going to actually. If I thought they were going to waste your time, I wouldn't bother. I'd be like, oh, bro, go shop on Alibaba.
Yeah.
But if I was like, this person's serious and they're going to do really well with you, I'd love to like bridge that gap for sure.
Thank you so much. That's so good to hear. And my last question is there anything that you think we could improve?
I'm really lucky. I feel like we've had a good experience. I guess like the only thing I could suggest, if I could suggest anything, is almost have like a And I guess this goes back to the fact that I was like a novice at the start, like I didn't know anything. You could actually have like a checklist of like what information you need before I come to the table. Because there was definitely a few points at the start, and this makes sense. I'm really happy with the service I got, and like the thing you learn with this sort of industry and this business is every single experience is different. Like it's one experience is never the same as the other. Prices change, materials change, materials run out. So like every time's going to be different. So I think I've been really happy with the level of communication we've had, the quality of that communication. We haven't just like fluffed around. If you've needed something, you've told me. If I've needed something, I've told you. Okay. Let's
Okay.
go. And
thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.